Well, I think everybody, everywhere I've ever been, this is no exception, where you have a number of people that are involved in the game planning process. You use the expertise of the coaches that you have. Very rarely do you have a staff where, I don't think you want to have a staff where you have individual coaches that don't have input into certain areas. So we divide up areas as a staff, and then we go into the room and decide, we break apart, and there's run part, protection part, there's some of the pass, game that you're talking about. But everybody has different roles in that. But, it's everybody's job and role to be a big part of our game planning and what we see, and because, in my opinion, not one person can see it all. So and then how everybody fits that together.
Baker particularly vocal.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot that part of it. No, Baker's a big part of it, and Drew Stanton is as well, being a part of this system in Arizona. He's a big help in that part of it and sees things as most guys that have played as long as he has, and he's really smart. He adds a lot to what we do on a weekly basis.
I'm sure you're prepared for them to.
So there's Todd Monken. That's Todd Monken. This is Dan Labbe of Cleveland Plain Dealer and cleveland.com. All right, you weaved your way through traffic. That would have been a great 89-yard run.
Yeah, it was like that Nick Chubb 92-yard run last year.
Right. Well, thank you for making an effort, a great effort to get here. You got to play through pain sometimes.
Exactly, right?
Yeah. All right, before we get into what Todd Monken said, which I thought was interesting, if anybody thought that that freddie-kitchens alone will be the head of the offense, he's trying to shape it up that's not quite the case. So we'll get that in a minute. The Browns put Odell Beckham on the injury report. That doesn't mean he's out of the game. Tell me what it means. Tell me how that what the procedures are.
It's basically their way of just not getting in trouble. They're required to release an injury report. You can debate whether that's a competitive thing or a gambling thing, but they're required to release an injury report. And Odell Beckham was not on it. He had been held out of camp and some drills in camp with a hip injury. He spoke about it today. He was very open about it. And so the Browns, I think, kind of realized, we should probably put this guy on the injury report so we don't get into any trouble with the league.
All right. Why hasn't that leaked out before? I mean, we knew he wasn't practicing in many cases, but this is a key guy to this offense. You would think if there was a problem, you'd think somebody would get it out there.
Well, we didn't know there was a hip injury. We didn't know how severe. We didn't know if it was the injury that was holding him out or just protecting him that was keeping it out of preseason games and team drills. So it wasn't anything that was really considered very serious. And I don't know if I'd consider it serious now. We just don't know what it is at this point. I think the concern moving forward is it going to get better at playing every Sunday or Monday night or whatever it is?
Well, here's my concern. My concern is one of the raps against him was the fact that he got injured or missed a lot of games. And you can't have your offense based on a guy if you don't know you can't trust that he's going to be there on almost every week.
Yeah, I mean, that was really the big criticism of him. Probably the biggest thing is the injuries. He hasn't played a lot over the last couple of years. He's had a number of injuries, and this team brought him in to be the focal point of their offense, like you said. So if for some reason you don't have him, it's going to change things.
Is this a game time decision, or at 11 o'clock when the teams come out and start warming up, are we going to see him then and announce it then, or is that a game time decision?
He'll play. The key distinction is he was listed as a full participant. So unless something were to happen between now and Sunday, if it were more serious than maybe we thought, he's going to play. I don't think there's any reason to think that he won't play, and I don't think there's any reason to think that he won't play the remainder of the season because of this injury.
Right.
That would probably be something else.
All right, let me throw this out. My guess is that what you just posed here is you said the reason for doing it is twofold. Either it's for gambling purposes or it's for a competitive situation. My guess it's the gambling thing.
Yeah, the NFL's injury report is a strange thing. I think they want to say it's for competitive reasons, but the reality is, there's people with a lot of money on the line that want to know, is the guy healthy? Is he practicing? Is he probable? What's his status going to be?
And it's going to be more now that you just saw a commercial for Presque Isle where you can bet on football, you can bet on anything there, I think. And you're going to see and hear more of that, and things are going to change. Not drastically, not immediately, but it's going to change a little bit.
Yeah, and I think the NFL, I'm curious to see how they embrace it. I think the NBA has sort of embraced it, legalized gambling a little more than the NFL
well, they
has
embrace
to this
it by
point.
going to the bank.
Yeah, right. And that's the thing. The NFL knows how to make money, and they know a lot of people gamble on their games every week. I think we'll start to see them embrace it more and more.